Welcome to this week's edition of The Buzz. I'm your host, Todd Jadin, and with me this week, a very special guest, Chuck Ceccacci. So, Chuck, thanks for coming and spending some time with us. Just a little bit of background on Chuck. You may recognize that face because we've done an Extra Mile article on Chuck. He is one of our Ride for Pride drivers. So we'll talk a little bit about Ride for Pride as we spend a few minutes here with Chuck. But first, let's start with the reason Chuck's in Green Bay today is this week we are holding our Intermodal Rodeo in Green Bay, and Chuck happens to be one of the judges that will be out there as we have a series of drivers run the course tomorrow. So I'll actually be out there. My job is to watch the judges, not the drivers. So just so you know, okay. I'll be watching you. So maybe just a couple of words on what you'll be judging tomorrow.
Well, intermodal is new to me in a sense as far as the judging and competition goes here. It's my very first rodeo. But they're going to be measuring, the distances with the four different maneuvers they have set up in the parking lot there with the cones. And they're pretty, it's going to be pretty competitive, pretty tight margins there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun. I believe this is year 5 of the Intermodal Rodeo. And it's a really neat experience in that the various intermodal ramps run kind of local and then regional competition, and then the winners of those regional competitions come here to Green Bay. And so tomorrow is the national competition.
Super Bowl.
And yeah, it's the Super Bowl. Yeah, good way to put it. And we've got quality folks like Chuck out there judging those folks, and they take a lot of pride in what they do. And so what I'm hoping will happen kind of post tomorrow's activities, when the winner is announced, I can corner that winner and get him on a future buzz. So that's something to look forward to. Let's talk a little bit about Ride of Pride. You've been involved with that program now for how long? And then tell us from your perspective what Ride of Pride is all about.
Well, in a nutshell, Ride of Pride was brought forth with the Freightliner program, 2001, at Keeter. And Schneider has been chosen 7 years out of those years since 2001 to operate their Ride of Pride truck.
I think our closest competitor has one, right? Or does someone have multiple trucks now?
I don't think anyone has multiple
I don't
trucks.
think so. I think some others have one Ride of Pride truck, and we've got 6 in the U.S. and one in Canada, right?
One in Canada.
Yep.
But I can tell you, I don't believe anyone drives it for 13 months without generating revenue like we did. I took the truck, bobtail unit, except for the wreaths across America, but from different functions, from memorials to military rides. I've actually used them for funerals before. I worked with a Patriot Guard in a lot of different states. For me, it was the Gold Star families, Gold Star mothers that really held captive audience for me whenever I had different women and mothers riding with me, explaining their children's lives, how proud they were, to the point where I graduated high school, college, boot camp, OCS, to the knock on the door from the casualty officers. But so it really took a big place for me, and the importance of having that truck and Schneider operating around became their memorials, and it was a life-changing experience for me, Todd, and for every other Ride of Pride driver that has it. So it's a beautiful program that I'm very proud that I'm with this family that takes such pride in our military that we do.
Yeah, it's a very important program to us, and the military is such an important part of who we are.
We are, yeah.
Because we've just used former military folks consistently. I've been here 30 years. The experience with the military clearly predates me. It was very important to Al Schneider,
yes,
to Don Schneider, and that continues to persist today. And so thank you for doing that. Thank you for your service to the country. It's just a very important aspect of who we are and what we believe in, and it's folks like you that make us proud.
Well, thanks, Todd. And it's again, it was a privilege and honor to serve. I was in the United States Marine Corps for 9 years, and I came straight from the Marine Corps to Schneider. It was such a welcome, to come to a place from where we had each other's back as veterans. You come to this company, it's the same thing. The openness that we have here. Speaking of the leadership and the driver, I believe we have 1 out of 5 of our drivers are former military. So, I mean, the military presence, guys from military background thrive in this industry and really, really succeed here at Schneider. So, I was fortunate to
Yeah,
come to this family.
we're very proud of what we do with the military. As Chuck indicated, 20% of our driver force has some military experience, and overall Schneider, that number is about 12%. You know, obviously drivers make up the largest constituents we have, and so it's just really neat to be associated with things like that. Makes you proud to be an American, quite frankly,
gosh, yeah.
and you do a great job representing us in that regard. So let's close with kind of Chuck's Schneider story. So, you know, you were mentioning to me off camera the how neat of an experience you've had here relative to the various opportunities, and we've done some buzz videos recently on driver recruiting and, you know, why people should want to come work here, and I think your story is a great one to get people excited as to why they should either come work here, or if you're already here, you know, what you can do to really kind of enhance your career.
Well, from the Marine Corps or military perspective, again, military veterans thrive here, and in this industry alone, but they really thrive at Schneider. For drivers coming from other companies, I like to focus and pride myself and ourselves on our openness. Because of the amount of open, there's no plexiglass between you and dispatch. It's a huge family that we belong to. As large as this company is, it's so open.
Yeah, I tried to get some plexiglass in here, Chuck. It didn't work.
Just sneezed on.
Yeah.
But the opportunities are endless here. I mean, I started off as a driver associate and was told when I started, you know, you're not a truck driver and you're a driver associate and you can move throughout this company wherever you want. And I took advantage of that. I got involved with a training engineer program. And actually, I got involved. I did my own truck. I actually leased a truck with Schneider. So I did the owner-operator part of that with Schneider. They gave me that opportunity to do that. Numerous dedicated accounts. But I got involved with the training. That really opened more doors for me as an OSR, Flex OSR, then OSR down in the Atlanta market. And then got involved with Intermodal and was training on that. And, of course, the Ride of Pride, I was able to do that for 13 months, and it just, you know, you network, you meet the people, again, because of the openness here, we're all family, there's no separation, you get to know people, and you can really, you know, you can stay here forever. You know, you don't have to go anywhere else, so it's a good company. Great.
Well, and forever is defined by 30 years in my case, 17 in your case so far, and, you know, my expectation, I've comfortably tell people every day, I'm going to retire from Schneider, so I'm a hire to retire. So I didn't have military experience. I came here right out of college, but I'll be here until they say so long, and I think you'll be here for the rest of your driving career because of all the opportunities you've had as well.
I'm not going anywhere. I was only going to do this for a year, Todd. Here, I'm 17 years later, I'm still at it. One day.
Yeah, that's what we love about the industry. It gets in your blood.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes a part of who you are. So thank you. Thank you again for your service to the country. Thank you for Ride of Pride. Thank you for what you do for us every day. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Todd.
And thanks for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you.
That's this week's edition of The Buzz. You take care and drive safe.